Hello, today's Tune In Tuesday is about patience and finding our pathway to reducing stress, and how when we have a big vision, sometimes there's a lot of steps that happen before it looks like anything. So this idea or desire I had of putting in a lavender field started a couple years ago, and I did a lot of research. I've talked to a lot of people. There has been a lot of time that's gone by while I've been figuring it all out. And part of the inspiration was these beautiful older lavender plants that are here in my garden. Look at all those bees, really love them. But this is what they look like right now, the ones that I've been planting. They're tiny. I'm gonna walk over to where we're putting them in. And they don't look that glorious right now. They're these tiny little plugs. Because one of the things about this healing plant is that it needs to be cultivated from an existing plant. When it's grown from seed, there's not a consistency in the smell of the oil and the type of variety of the plant. Sort of like apples. I don't know if you know that. That you actually have to cultivate it from an existing plant in order to get that. And so what I have right here behind me, if you can see it, oh, it looks like the sun is glaring a little bit, is a big area that's in the process of, well, we planted, it's 2/3 of the way planted now, of little teeny plugs. And in about 3 years, they'll look like the glorious ones I just showed you. But it takes time and patience, and ultimately, even though the goal is to have this wonderful smelling plant that'll reduce stress, it's taken a bit of stress to get here in terms of working, planting, researching, figuring out how to do the irrigation, getting help, getting supplies. So I just want to encourage you, as you consider all the dreams you have and desires you have in your life, that sometimes it takes a lot longer than you had in mind. And I think particularly this year, everything is taking a lot longer than we had in mind. And it starts small. Just be patient with yourself and trust that sometimes these processes we're in are an initiation process. And that's one of the things I've been reflecting on as the plants are finally going into the ground for this first phase, is that there is a process of initiation that I've been through in learning, in surrendering to what I don't know, and asking lots of questions, and taking a risk, and in putting 500 tiny little plants in the ground. So as you tune into your own energy and what you want to create right now, give yourself grace. Be patient. Remember that it starts small as a little sprout, and then it gets to be a big, beautiful plant someday. And we have to be patient with ourselves, because there's a lot of imperfections in the process. Like these little plants, they stayed in their trays way too long. I would have liked to have them in the ground like 3 weeks ago. But here they are now, today, yesterday and today. So thank you for tuning in and listening to yourself and being graceful on yourself and being patient with starting small and learning and taking time and trusting that it's all gonna fall into place if you give it that grace.